after we've suffered a while, make us perfect. That no matter what I'm going through with, he's already put a limit on this thing. God says, I'm going to renew you, but you got to trust me.
I said the way you wanted to do it, I'm not going to do it that way. I got another direction I want you to take. God will never leave you nor forsake you. If God pleases, He could have sustained you. But God let things went down. If God pleases.
This season, what God is really saying unto the church. So somebody, I really want you to really see what he's saying. I want to speak today from this subject. Those that have been coming to Bible study understand it. Speak your miracle. Bible study, we talks about having faith for a miracle. But today I want y'all to see, speak your miracle. That's some things I really need you to grasp today. Speak your miracle. Your image can make it impossible for you to get a miracle. Your image, how you see yourself. So you're going to have to be careful how you see yourself and how you let others cause you to see yourself. Hello, somebody? Because your image can make it impossible to get a miracle. Your image can make it impossible for you to get a miracle. Now, I want to take us back to a day, and we'll move back and forth, but there's a guy today, I'm going to take y'all to Cyrus, and I hope it really open your eyes, but I want to go back, and I want you to think about the book of Numbers. Numbers 13 talks about the children of Israel, and you don't have to go there, but I need you to see something, because it was how they saw themselves. God sent them over to spy out the land, and in the process of spying out the land, they saw giants. They saw giants. But what they did not realize, that greater is he that's in us. Hello, somebody? Than he that's in the world. I don't care what you see right now. I don't care how things are maybe taking place in the world now. Everything that you would ever need is on the inside of you. He's taken the kingdom and put it inside of us. But it behooves us to have our understanding enlightened. If you don't have the faith, and one thing that I think that I had to really go back, because I've been teaching faith for so long. I had to really go back and say, Lord, if faith is the key, and this is what you got me teaching, then really what's the hold-up? What is the hold-up that a lot of people are not getting that manifestation? A lot of people are on different prayer lines. They are faithful. They are giving, but things are not happening on the level of manifestation. And the Lord began to show me. He said, it's in their image. This is in your image. And so I began a month ago to tell you about being elected. If you can remember, I showed you on Mother's Day when he said the elect lady and her children. In other words, he says, I have chosen you. You did not choose me. I chose you. Hello, somebody. All out of the blue, God has. He said, "Whom I call, I predestined." And he goes back and tells Jeremiah. He said, "Jeremiah, before I formed thee in the belly, I had already ordained thee. I have already chosen you." And so, during my study and during my research, I'm saying, Lord, please, I need, because we are made for signs and for wonders. And the only way there are some people that are going to really come back to God, they got to see miracles. The only way some of you all that really, you don't have a problem with church, but your money pays your bills. Can we talk for a while today? And because now you make more now than ever, that time sometimes is just snatched away from you. Time is just snatched away from you. So now your image is not that God is your provider. Your image now becomes on self. I have to do this. I have to make a way. I have to take care of my family. And no matter how the devil do it, if he can destroy your image, he is destroying the image of God in you. Y'all hear me real good today. And before you know it, he will let you do stuff a while, and because he knows that there's no God in it, then after a while, the grace that was on your life, it is removed. And when the grace on your life is removed, you find yourself back in want again. And you find out that it really wasn't the job. It was the God in you that was causing favor on you to cause the things that was happening for you to take place. Do you hear me? It was the God in you. It was the grace of God that you walked up under. But when the devil can mess up your image, and a lot of times that image is messed up because the devil give us things. Hear me real good. So when Jesus fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was hungry. So the devil figuring like when he's hungry now, I can come against his image. And if I come against his image, then I'm going to tell him that if you be the Son of God, then turn these stones into bread. The whole thing about your image is to make you leave the word of God. It's to take you from God. Hello, somebody? And now hear me, if anybody out there would really be honest, when you really leave God, you have to start taking some to really try to drown out what you really know is truth. Hello, somebody? Everybody that getting high ain't just getting high. Everybody that drinking ain't just drinking. Everybody that's at the casino just ain't. There are some people who are doing what they're doing because they know that I got to do something to drown out truth. The truth of the matter is I belong to God. Hello, somebody? The truth of the matter is I am what I am by the grace of God. Hello, somebody? And the peace that I need is from God. But because I've left God, now I don't have no peace. So now I need something. Hello, somebody? To deal with my flesh. To keep my flesh calm because my spirit has almost went to sleep. And the Bible says this. It says that the God of this world blind the minds. So you need your mind to serve God. That's why he says whatever they can imagine cannot be withheld, because he says if your mind ever hook up with your spirit, because everything has to come through your spirit, but your spirit needs your mind. And if they can hook up, then there's nothing that can be withheld from you that you imagine. So the devil has to get in your image. He wants your image. He wants the way you see things to be clouded and to be jacked up and messed up. Because then he knows now that your mind, George Miles wrote the book, The Battlefield of the Mind. Because a whole lot of things either happen or don't happen because of the mind. You got me today? So kept asking him. I said, Lord, come on, help me. And y'all don't have to go there. I'll tell y'all when you can go and look at it. But Hebrews 4 said that the gospel was preached to them, but it did not profit them because they didn't have the faith. And when you do the research, they didn't have the faith because the devil had already took their minds. In the book of Numbers, like I was telling you, they didn't have the faith because why? He had already used giants. What is he using now? Is he using this economy? Is he using you struggling? What is he using now? What has become a giant in your life? Because the devil want to always make something bigger than God. He always want to make something because if you make it big, then he can bring about fear. And if he can bring about fear, then he know now he got your what? Imagination. He can start telling you that tomorrow everything gonna go crazy. If you ever get your image, if you really ever get your image, he take your sleep. He take your sleep because he take your peace. There are people who scared to go to sleep, but they don't feel like they're gonna wake up because of what the devil have now got into their imagination. Hello, somebody? And he's calling all the shots. I wish I had some real witnesses here today. And he's calling all the shots. So if he do that, then the things that God needs your mouth. Hello, somebody? And if God can't use your mouth, then you can't get your miracle because God needs you to speak out of you what you need. Hello, somebody? So then God needs your mouth, but if the devil can get your imagination, he got your mind, then he can always entangle you in your head. If you're entangled in your head, anything ought to come out your mouth. So then they says, we are just grasshoppers. This thing is, these people are so big. This situation is so big. We are just grasshoppers. We can't afford this. I can't afford no new house because of what they put on your credit roster. Then got bigger than God. Hello, somebody? Because of what you didn't do has got so big that God will not bless you. The Bible says, so a man thinketh, so is he. Why would he tell Jeremiah, if you made your bed in hell, I'll be there? Why would he tell Jeremiah, had you called me, I would have answered? Don't you tell me what I've done gonna hinder God from blessing his elect. Don't you tell me. And I cannot let you allow the devil to keep playing with what you've done, how bad you messed up. I told y'all last Sunday before we left here, don't come back to church trying to peddle your way into God's presence. You are who you are. And I will not let you sell yourself short. You are a child of God. You are God's elect. You are God's property. Hello, somebody? And don't you let, because you failed or because of what you went through, cause you to be like the prodigal son. He came back home trying to peddle his way. If I could be a hired servant. You're royalty. Hello, somebody? You know, if the enemy can get in your image and you don't see yourself royalty, you won't speak like you should speak. You won't decree or declare what God is saying to you because you're afraid that it won't happen because now he's in your head. Hello, somebody? Holler out real loud, leave me alone. I'm going forward. I know I got to teach it, but it's a part of me that just want to scream. And you can't let how people or what people know about you paint such a picture. Because I'm going to tell you something. We have all these new people, have all these new men. Do me one favor. Go to the book of John, chapter 9. I'm going to show you this it's not on paper, but it's a sidebar. Go to the book of John, chapter 9. Let me show you something. Pastor, just ride with me. Show you when you show up at God's house, when you need something. So you got to be careful. Don't come here looking at people. Hello, somebody? Stop looking at people. Because I'm telling you right now, whether you know or not, the joker sitting next to you across the seat who really don't know you are already judging you. What they doing here? Why are they testifying? Hello, somebody? We some dangerous folks. When our mind ain't right, we are some dangerous people. We really don't think, you got to be careful. We really don't think the way God thinks. That's why he said, your thoughts are not my thoughts. Some of the people that you least expect have been the ones that God has chosen from the foundation of this world. Hello, somebody? Now, just because God chooses you, it don't mean that you're going to be a straight and narrow. Hello, somebody? I'm scared of y'all straight and narrows. Because you can't tell me nothing. You ain't been through nothing. Hello, somebody? You can't tell me how Henderson tastes if you ain't never tasted it. I'm sorry. I got my Henderson drinkers over here. Y'all forgive me. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have put y'all out there like that. Okay, I shouldn't have put them out there like that. You can't. Yeah. Okay. Slide back. You know, my wife have a problem with her husband. She can't get me to go to doctors. I go get a physical. They say my blood right. Okay, I'm going. I get a cold. I'm gonna make it herb. I'm gonna do something else because you can't tell me that you know about me when I read the book that most doctors don't live past 60. Come on now, you tell me. Hear me. Hear me. You think I'm joking? Go get the book. It tells me that the percentage it is 30% of the doctors who live past 60. Hello, somebody. You gonna doctor on me, but you can't stay alive. You got to be crazy. You have got to be crazy. Hello, somebody. Huh? You can't stay alive. Huh? And you gonna tell me to take something, but you dying at 60. When 60 comes, you almost check it out. It is proven facts. Hello, somebody. So you can't even tell me what's, my daughter-in-law and stuff, but you can't tell me what's in there. But you can tell me to take it? Oh, okay. Nah, I can't. Nah, I can tell you I pulled the grass, I pulled the celery seed off that fence, and I bought a celery seed, and there's nothing but celery seed and water, drink it, watch what happens. I can tell you what's in mine. But if you can't tell me what's in yours, huh? No, doctor, keep that. Huh, Jared, you can keep that. Me and Jared will look up some herbs. But I need y'all to see something. You have really got to get back in this where I am who God says I am. In spite of what I've done. In spite of how people's going to see me. Hello, somebody? Listen to me. I've been big all my life. And there's some guys, y'all, that I am a man. And I'm a man. But there's some guys that when they put their pants on, how their bodies are made, it just hit them. You know what I'm saying? And they put their shirt on, they stumble all in there, it just hit them. It just hit them. But I've been big so long. I'm gonna talk over here. These fools over here. I've been big so long, and I couldn't change it. I made my mind up a long time ago. It didn't take but one person who tell me I looked all right. One girl in elementary school told me, "You big, but you're sexy." She should have never told me that. My clothes may not fit like your clothes fit, but in my head, baby, I'm good. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? In my head, it didn't bother me. What people get stuck at is in their heads. You trying to measure yourself by somebody's body. But baby, if what come out of you is strong enough, it'll draw Miss Folk Valley. It'll draw Miss Universe. It'll draw whatever you need to draw to you. You hear what I'm telling you? But it's got to come out of you. God cannot flow when the devil can lock this down. And I don't care how much y'all go to church until we can unlock our minds. There are some things that God cannot do because he got to do it through you. Do y'all hear me today? Watch this. Pastor verse 2, 9 and verse 2. This is the first thing these jokers said. Come on.
Disciple asked him, saying, Master, who did sin, this man or his parents?
See, the minute you show up, folks want to know about who sinned. What you done. Where you come from. You have got to get past some of this stuff. Because you ain't going to never change people. Hello, somebody? You're never going to change how people view you. This man came for a healing. Rather than them being concerned about him being healed, the first thing they wanted to ask the master who sinned. They want to know what's bad about you. Hello, somebody? before they even know you, did they want to know Kim? Kim might have cried, but what's up with her? That they always want to know that. So you're going to have to get past that. Because God going to need you to speak your own miracle. The woman had an issue of blood. Come on, Papa, ride with me. The woman had an issue of blood 12 years. Years. And she went to doctor after doctor after doctor. No one can help her. But she had this image that if I can touch the hem of his garment. But she had to start saying the word within herself. I want to ask you something today because I really want to teach this thing. What are you saying to yourself? What are you saying to yourself? No, you can walk out here and smile like everything all right. But what are you saying to yourself? Because based on what you've been through, ought to have you saying something new. She already knew that the doctors couldn't help her. She already knew that she had been through it, and now she's down to nothing. And I'm talking to somebody right now who you know that you need Jesus. Who you know that you need God to work a miracle in your life. Start saying it, even if people around you think you're crazy. You say, by this time this week, I'm going to have a job. By this time this week, my check will start flowing. Say something that'll make somebody else scared. They get scared because they say, I don't know how this is going to happen. Don't worry about how it's going to happen. Acts chapter 19. Papa, you're going to have to put your phone down. You're going to walk with me. Okay? Turn this on. 19 and verse 11. Come on, Pastor.
And God wrought special miracles by the hands of Paul.
He did what? He worked miracles by the hand of Paul, somebody who was a persecutor of the Christian, somebody who didn't really believe, who really didn't believe in God at first. God took somebody that other folks would have said was a sinner. Now, let me help you get your image right. I don't care what folks think of you, what people said about you. They said some crazy stuff about Paul. Hello, somebody? But the same Paul God used to work miracles. Grab somebody's hand and say, that's a miracle in me. And it may be for you. Come on now, come on. God will use whoever he will. Who I'm talking to today? God will use whoever he will. Hello, somebody? But I got to get your image right. God can't use you if you let everything that you've been through speak louder than the word of God. You let everything that you done already done be. I know you messed up, but God said this time next week, your life is about to turn around. He going to give you a job that folks going to think, how did they get it? But he said, get his image right. Get our image right. And I can do what I want to do in them. Lamentations, if you would. Lamentations chapter 3. I need you to get your image. Tim, tell him it's so hard to deal with me. I know it is. We got to go back and forth with me. But hear me. The children of Israel stayed in the wilderness longer than they should have stayed in the wilderness. You will stay in this situation longer than you need to stay in this situation if I don't help you get your image right. No matter what Moses did, they would not change. They couldn't get them. Understand, listen to me right now. I don't care what's going on. I don't care how long you've been going through what you're going through. There is a word that God will give you, but if he give it to you, you got to speak it in front of folks that you really may look like you're crazy. Come on now. You are more than just here to raise grandchildren. You are more than here just to help everybody else out. God has already planned some good stuff inside of me for me, but I got to say what God said concerning me. So I got to have the right image of what God is able to do. Be careful now, because when you pull my image down, it weakens your image. You think it's strengthening your image, but it's weakening your image. It takes something from you to have to pull somebody else down. Hello, somebody? Y'all hear me? It takes, when you lift people's up, it does something on the inside of you. It causes things to flow in you like crazy. Crazy. I'm so happy when other folks get a house or a car. Me and my wife, the first one, want to go over and celebrate. And why? Because if God can bless you, and if I can celebrate you, if I can praise God for you, God want to know, is my image so jacked up that I ain't happy for nobody unless it's me? I'm dangerous to the kingdom. Hello, somebody? If I got to always be the one to get the blessing, if I got to always be the one that people pat on the back, sometimes I find folks to pat on the back. God has blessed me so tremendously until I'm just, okay, I want somebody else blessed, God. Why? Because my image is God want to bless all of us. God want to use all of us. You hear what I'm telling you? Do you hear what I'm telling y'all today? Too many of us are wrestling with our image, and now we're trying to talk faith. You cannot talk faith with a bad image, because a bad image means you got a bad mind. Hello? And a way behind the person is unstable in all their ways. You can hear the word of God and leave, and before you get to where God taking you, that devil tell you don't go, because your image is already jacked up. Hello, somebody? If you want something, you're going to have to say something. And the only way you can say something is that you got to have a mind that once I say it, it is legislation. It will not be denied. Come on, Pastor, you with me? I got to hurry up now. Lamentations 3:22. Come on.
And it is of the Lord's mercies that we are not consumed.
It is what?
Of the Lord's mercies that we are not consumed.
It is the Lord's mercy that we are not what? So I ain't got no business looking down on nobody, because it is the mercy of God. My image got to be, I'm here by grace. I'm trying to say something now.
Because his compassion faileth not.
Huh? God have grace on whoever he want to have it on. It is by God's mercy that we are not consumed. Hello, somebody? So you cannot let nobody who look like today they're doing better than you make you feel like you're no good. Make you feel like you don't deserve. Because it's by God's mercy that Bishop was not consumed. The bishop you see now ain't the bishop I've always been. But it's been by God's mercy. So you stop looking at people talking about, I'm not them. It won't happen for me. Everything happens for you. Everything. You cannot allow the enemy. Because when your image mess up, your faith won't work. And faith working by love. When your image messed up, you have a hard time loving. You have particular people who you love. Hello, somebody? Come on, I'm going to teach y'all the truth. When your image messed up, you cannot love everybody. Because in your head, you got issues. And faith working by love. And the only way your faith will work is you got to have the image that you don't nothing. Can't nothing the devil do. Can't nothing he use. Jesus said the enemy come, but he have nothing in me. In other words, I'm not going to let what I've been through, what you say about me, how you think about me, change the way I feel about me. I feel like I'm the head and not the tail. Feel like I'm above and not beneath. You got to feel like that. Hello, somebody, you got to know that my turn is coming. We're living in a time of grace. What is grace? God has given me something that I cannot do on my own, but my image has to be right. I see myself driving what I can't afford. I see myself living in what I can't afford because of my image. Because of my image. And first of all, you got to realize that I have arrived to the place that I have to admit that I was the issue. But because I'm touching him now, everything that used to be a problem in my life is not a problem in my life. That stuff happened to me every day. Those things happen to me every day. And I'm telling God every day, whatever you don't want, help me get rid of it. Whatever thought I don't need, help me get rid of it, because your thoughts now are eventually going to become an action. Hello, somebody? And whatever thought you don't want me to have, get rid of it. Get rid of it. Why? Because I don't need that image. I don't want to keep wrestling with certain images. You hear me? There's a lot of people who are anointed, who should be blessed, but I'm going to tell you the reason why they're not blessed, the reason why things are not flowing in their life, because somewhere the devil got in their minds concerning what they're doing, who they are. But you got to realize, if it weren't for God's grace, we'll all be consumed. So I'm not going to pastor people who make them feel like they got to walk a chalk line. Baby, when God gets through with you, you'll be what God said you'll be. But as of right now, you got to believe this word. Walk in this word and do according to this word. God can clean some jokers up after a while. But that's not in our hands. When people come, I wonder if they really saved. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Help that person get their image right. Because that might be the one that God picked to help you. That might be the one that God picked to bring you through. Hello, somebody? Listen, I got to show you this right here. Go, if you would, to Isaiah 45. I know my time is short. Isaiah 45. I don't know who I came for today, but Isaiah 55. Y'all still 45. Isaiah 55 says, your thoughts are not my thoughts, neither your ways my ways. So then what that tells me is, if I start thinking like God wants me to think, things will start happening on a different level. Hello, somebody? So Jeremiah 29 and 11 says, I know the thoughts that I have of you. I have a thoughts of what? I got to expect the end for you. So then my thoughts have gotten now to be is that God want me to have this $1 million house I keep looking at. With or without a job. Hello, somebody? God's going to work out the details, but my thoughts got to be like him. Because why? He want to live through us. Hello, somebody? He want to live through us. And I kept looking and saying, why do we have to do vision boards? Why do we have to do all this stuff, God? Why are we doing all this stuff when you could just bless us? He said, the reason why I've got you doing the vision board is because I need you to look at something and change the way you think. He said the vision board is helping you. He said, and then I got another brother, Tucker, so far that every time Shay put a vision, he put a scriptures. So he said, now you got a vision and my word, you ought to be getting a manifestation. I said, oh. He said, but you know what the problem is? He said, the image. My word works. He said, the image. He said, you got a vision, but what done messed up your image? What are you wrestling with that you ain't telling nobody about? What is going on the inside of you? How is you going to let the devil keep on winning like he's winning? You should already have the house by now. You should already have that business by now. You should already have yourself together by now. But the truth of the matter is, somewhere the sharpness is not God. It is in your image. They couldn't see themselves. I know y'all talk good talk. A whole lot of people talking good talk, but they can't see themselves. And the devil knows that every time you make a step, he can push you back because he show you something. Tell y'all something. Me and my wife come off of welfare. When I come out of the streets, he took me down to nothing. You hear me real good? But the one thing he couldn't take from me, he couldn't take my image. See, when people can't take your image, God will move you out around people. I come from a small place, but I got a big image inside of me. And because they couldn't take my image, God had to move me to another place. And then he had to find a place where my image fit. You know why? Because when I saw this side of the street, I wanted everything that I saw. I said, I want this, and this, and that. We own everything on this side of the street. But that building there in the last two, you know why? Because my image was, I'm not worried about how many people I got. I'm worried about, is it mine, God? Come on, look at somebody and say, if God says mine. I'm not worried about the money. I'm not worried about who believes me. So what if you don't believe me? If God says mine, it's mine, baby. And in my head,
God said it's mine, so it's mine. And I got to get somebody to change their image. You don't have to be a good at two-shoe for God to choose you. Look at somebody and say, you've been picked.
I'm telling y'all are elected. You've been picked. It is not by coincidence that you went through what you went through. Because God make the playing field even, Dion. He made the playing field even, Cabbage. He made the playing field even, Steve. You know why? Because the devil never going to accuse God of making everything pretty for you. So God will put you in a jacked up family. Hello, somebody? Around jacked up people. With a jacked up situation and tell the devil, say, now you got that. Hello, somebody? You got that on them. Now, this is what you can use. You can use the family. You can use this. You can use what they went through, what they done. He said, because I already know what I put in them. Now, you got to use what God put in you when the devil trying to use what you went through. I wish I had someone I could talk to. I wish I could teach this the way God showed it to me. See, he said, are you going to let what I put in you stay dominant? Or are you going to use what I put in you? Or are you going to let the devil keep beating you with what you did? Hello, somebody? So my image is, greater is he that's in me than he that's in the world. So he put something in me that the devil can't handle. He put his spirit in me. So everything has to work through his spirit. But for his spirit to work in me, I have to have faith. And for his faith to work in me, I have to walk in love. And for the love of God to walk in me, I have to have the right mindset. I have to understand that what's mine is mine. And what's yours is yours. And I'm not worried about what we're doing because God has already predestined everything. It's already been predestined. So you can get yourself up and dust yourself off. The only way the prodigal son could get himself together and go home because he knew who his daddy was. You understand me? He didn't have to stay there. Who I'm talking to? You can get up and dust yourself off. He done been in a bag. He done spent all this money. Y'all hear me today, please. That's somebody I came for. He spent all this money. A prodigal son. He got the nerve to say, give me what's mine. Something about the bus open for me, y'all. Y'all hear me? I can feel it in my spirit. He said, give me what's mine. He was not wrong for saying, give me what's mine, because he knew he had something coming, but he wasn't ready for it. But just as he wasn't ready for it, didn't mean that he still wasn't blessed. Come on, I'm talking to somebody. I did some stuff that I wasn't ready for. I went some places that I wasn't ready for. It wasn't ready for me. But now that I got my mind back, y'all stressing me. Now that I see that I am a child of a king, now that I know that no weapon formed against me now can prosper, now that I know that I've taken your best shots, enemy, now I want what's mine, and I want it now. Somebody said now. Good God. And I want it right now. And the only way I'm going to get it, God say, now speak it. Speak those things that be not as though they were. Everything that the devil took from you is yours. You got to speak. I want my children back. I want my money back. I want my help. I want it here now. Somebody say now. Speak it. You got to speak it. You hear what I'm telling y'all today? You can be jacked up, messed up, but don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed. Because the word of God says all things work together for my good. Look at somebody say, I ain't hiding no more. Everybody else will come out the closet. I was come on out. I'm a preacher that got a bad record. I'm a man that comes from a bad situation. But I've been anointed. Somebody say, I've been anointed. There are some things that I can take if I ever make my mind up. Because it's mine. Come on now. It's mine. Come on, look at your neighbor and say, it's mine. And I'm about to put it into my life. I'm about to pull this thing back into my life. Why? How am I put it? Because I'm going to speak those things. Holland, you got to say that no man of God has no business struggling. Whatever we need, you got to start over your wife and say, baby, as the man of God, by this time next week, the call we need going to
take place. Why? Because you ain't let nothing look at your future. It's before you. Your past is your past. Somebody say, forget that. Forget that. Forget. I wish I had a church I could talk to. Forget that. I am who God said I am. Yeah, you know something on me. Yeah, I'm messed up. Yeah, I'm jacked up. But baby, that ain't gonna hold us no more. Get up out of here. You don't tell your past, get up and get out of here.
She deserved everything that any other woman got. But what if God said she can't get it to Holland speak it? Can I be honest? Sit down for a minute. Let me show you something. Can I be honest? See, God knows that he was raised the way he raised. So God said, you know what? I'm going to design a system. And I'm going to let Holland work a system. So the system will work for Holland. 10 years. 15 years. But God says, I got a place I'm going to send him. And the word that I put inside Holland going to have to wake up. Now, when the word wake up, I'm going to move every bit of the other help. Y'all don't understand me. He said, I'm going to move. See, Holland, he could have let this be your help, that be your help. And sometimes y'all think God will forsuck you. No, you done had manna long enough. Who I came to talk to? You done had manna long enough. This is your last year eating manna. God said from now on out, you're going to speak it into your life. He gave you manna because you was a babe. Long as you was a babe, God gave, but he said, I'm waking up the inside of you, the heavens in you. So guess what now? I'm going to remove everything that been a support. And it looked like and feel like God's gone. God's gone. And God is like a teacher who is giving a test. The Bible says this. It says this. It says he get on the ship and he go to sleep. And he given a test. You don't think Jesus didn't know that storm was coming? But he done left Holland on the ship. He's getting a test and he's asleep now. He's asleep, but he ain't sleep. In other words, he said, I'm going to rest while I see what Holland going to do. Things going to get boastful in Holland life. Because God knows that the wind and the storm are economics was shifting folk out there. God knew that the housing market was going to shift. God knew that the children was going to grow up. And all this stuff hit at the same time. Somebody say storm. See when my children were little, I could put them in the same room with me and my wife. Huh? Come on, everybody in the same bed, but I got an 18-year-old. I got 17-year-old. We all can't sleep in the same bed. And then now the housing market done went up. Somebody say storm. All this stuff hit at the same time. It don't phase out, and then look like everything that used to be a support holler, God removed that. You know why? Because God said, now use your faith. Now use your faith. He said, I want to show the world who I am, but I need somebody who will just speak my word. He said, now use your faith. You got to speak to your wife. You got to tell your children. You cannot say it to them, well, why they took this from me? No, God said, this is not a time to cry. He woke up and said, he said, peace, be still. In other words, God said, all you got to do is open your mouth and speak to everything that's bothering you. You got to tell the economy, you will not stop me from getting out. You got to tell situation, you and when you speak this thing, God said, when you speak it, the miracle that she's been praying for is locked up in your voice. He told Moses, he said, Moses, I need you to speak to the rock. If you speak to this rock going to open up and give you out water. How do y'all hear me today? If you speak to your wife and your baby about this time, if you tell her what God's going to do for y'all, then God said, I'll no wise deny you. See, God got a way of just, I call him sneaky God. Because sometimes God is real sneaky when he do. He'll push you in the door and stuff. Don't nobody see God, they just see you. All they see is you running your crazy mouth. But God saying, just say it. Just say about this time next week. Just say that you're going to get a house.
Just say that you're going to get a new car. Just, God said, I just need a voice. I need somebody who I need a vessel. Is there any vessels in this house that are tired of going through what you're going through? And tell God, here I am, speak through me. Because your situation going to only change when you say something. So now he won't holler to speak. He got to tell us that we going, we getting it. And she said, how we going to get it? He said, God said it. See, sometimes you got to put God on the line. Do you hear me? The devil don't mind him coming here saying, what is Holly song, y'all? Stepped in the what? And the water was what? But it didn't do what? It's chill my body, but it didn't do what? The devil sitting there saying, he lying. Because he finna step over into something and it's gonna scare him. And God said, I already told you when you step in it, it may chill your body. When you step over in the hard times, it may chill your body, but it won't chill your soul. You tell hard time, I'm the wrong joker, baby. I'm going down swinging. Y'all hear what I say? I'm going down swinging. Those are my boys right there. I will ask my children to help me. I will ask my wife to help me. Baby, I'm going down swinging. Ain't nobody around you can tell you that Bishop beg or borrow. Why? Because greater is he that's in me. I got a confidence that the devil can't. I got a confidence that the devil can't stand. Why? Because my image is, if I said it's coming to pass. That's why I speak to women who can't have babies. That's why I speak to things, because I just believe that God's going to back me up. The reason why you don't say it, because you don't believe God going to back you up. And the reason why you don't believe God going to back you up is because of your image. Your image ain't right. So what if the devil know what do you know? So what? Y'all excuse me, but I pastor a different group of people. Put it out. Put it in your pocket and say, okay. So what? Yeah, but you were just doing, so what? Come on. I've been a black man all my life. Come on. Come on. Huh? I've been some all my life. Huh? Huh? My wife would ride by and see me if she want to. That was you. It wasn't me. The devil's a lie. I'll beat you getting mad. So what? What? Then now you're going to talk. So what? You going to leave anyway? Y'all are all this. So what? No, ain't no devil going to come on, y'all. No devil going to make me just fold up. I just quit. No, man. I'm not quitting like that. And y'all can't give up. I know we've been through some stuff. I know it's getting tight. But you tell God it's your words. Thank you, baby. Now, go to Isaiah 45. Watch this. I'm almost finished. Watch this. Y'all come to church scared. Come to church hoping God do something. You got to tell God what he needs to do for you. Hello? You got to tell God I want my healing. Tell God I want my children saved. Tell God. Why I get the vision board and it's just set there. Every time you used to talk to Brother Jackson, he talk about it a little bit. But Kim become, I want a 10. 10. So he come to church, something like that, he's looking for it. So you know, he didn't want to jump up and tag one of y'all. Are you a 10? You know, see, I know what 10 is now. I just thought 10 was just all shape and body. 10 is you can help me, you going to love me. Y'all understand what 10 is. Okay. Okay. You want a 30, 40, okay. But y'all look for a 10. You want somebody who if I ain't got all the money to pay bills, she'll be there. If I need my back rubs to be there, I need somebody who's going to understand me, who's going to do this, who's going to do that. 10. You know, I got 10 things I need her to be able to do. So listen. You know how the government put out drones and let the drones film the thing? Y'all don't even see his granddaughters now, do y'all? They don't serve their purpose. Y'all don't see his granddaughters now? I'm sorry, I'm going to tell the truth. Y'all don't see his granddaughters now, do you?
How they don't serve their purpose. You might see them on a program here and there. He brought them little granddaughters out and just put them out there through the church and said, find 10. He said, right there, I ain't gonna just make it up. That little girl hauled off and touched Kim. He said, is that along with all? He said, he said, okay, baby. We get ice cream out the church today. You found it. You found it. Come on, wave your hand, 10. Pastor, read, please. I'm sorry. Read, Pastor. I'm sorry. But that's going to get me. Read, read, Jesus. Oh, Lord. Isaiah 45, verse 1. Come on.
Thus said the Lord to his anointed, to Cyrus, whose right hand I have holden, to subdue nation before him. And I will loose the lines of king, to open before him the two-edged levied gate.
Come on.
And the gate shall not be shut. And I will go before thee and make the crooked place straight. I will break
stop
in
right
pieces.
there. Cyrus was not saved. He was a guy who God just chose. Read it. Do your research. God chose him and put his anointing on him. You've been picked out. God has chose you. You hear me? Pastor, go to chapter 44. God picked him out and said, I'm going to make every crooked thing. What he said? Come on. Look at somebody and say, don't look at me. God's going to set this thing right. God's, I'm going to make every work. And I'm going to open every gate. See, spiritually, if you know spiritual stuff, everything is behind gates, David. Spiritual stuff is behind gates. Say that heaven has what? Gates. Okay, okay. Y'all don't want to know that. They don't want to know that. Okay, they don't need that till. Come on, Pastor. They don't forget. 44 and verses. Let me get it.
Thus said the Lord, thy Redeemer, and he that formed thee from the womb.
He did what?
I am the Lord that maketh all things.
Come on.
That stretches forth the heavens alone, that spreadeth abroad the earth by myself, that frustrated the tokens of the liars, that maketh diviners mad, that turneth wise men backwards, that make their knowledge foolish, that confirmeth the word of his servant, and performeth the counsel of his messenger.
He says, I turn everything backward. I'm going to perform the words of my servant. He said, whoever I put my name on, I'm going to perform his words. I'm telling y'all right now, you're going to have to speak your miracle. That woman said within herself, she said, if I could touch the hem of his garment, I'll be made whole. I don't care what the doctor says. You got to speak your own miracle. Hello, somebody? I don't care what you're going through right now. You got to speak your own miracle. You have to make up in your mind that I'm going to speak my miracle. Do you hear me? I'm not waiting for nobody to call me about the car. I'm going to speak my miracle. Do y'all hear me today? He said, I call Cyrus, I'll make the crooked things straight. And when I make things straight in your life, I'm going to open gates for you. I'm going to open some gates that can no man close. He says, I'm going to turn wise men counsel backwards. Because they really didn't think that you would ever get to what you're going to get to. They really didn't think that you would ever make it amount to be anything. Stand all over. I'm going to let y'all go. They never thought that. But God said, he said, if I could use your voice, he said, I'm going to turn things around. I'm going to turn some things around for you. Hear me real good today. He said, I'm going to do what? I'm going to turn some things around for you. God is bringing you to a place now to where he needs you more than what you think. Listen, God has to work through a man. He has to work through a man. If God was doing everything, and I need your eyes to understand to come open. If God was doing everything, he wouldn't have to come down and come through a woman. But because he needed a person, he picked out Mary. And now he's saying, I pick you. And what you got to first do, you got to bless yourself. I taught the Bible study class. You bless yourself by saying. I showed them scriptures. You bless yourself by saying. Hello? Now your miracle going to come by saying, hear me real good, brother. When we come into this church, I had nobody's name on no paper. We was getting probably 8 members in the storefront. Hear me real good, guys. 8 members in the storefront. I married a wife that she's just a normal woman. We ain't have no money or nothing. But I learned early, greatest He is in me. And I told my wife, I said, you ain't got to work. I just believed in myself. You're a real estate person. How do you buy a $1.1 million building? This building in proper costs $1.1 million. How do you buy that without a bank? How do you buy that without a bank? Come on, you real estate. Somebody tell me, how you buy that without a bank? And then the person in this church said they had to put their house up. You know what happened? The man that owned this property, I walked up on him and told him, I said, you got my building. He tells me, he said, I don't have your building. I said, you have my building. And I said, I need my building. He says, I don't have your building. I said, how much you want? I ain't got no money now. But how much you want? Because I need my building. He said, I don't fool with preachers. I'm finna divide the building. I said, brother, listen to me. You can't touch my building. He said, I said, the day I get my building, you'll never take it. You never have to do anything in it. That man looked at me as if he saw something else. He said, come see me Monday. When I went and saw him Monday, he says, okay, it's yours. I said, in 3 years, I'm going to pay for it. No money. Got about 8 members. Jared and Adam just came. Cabbage and Brie, I got a small group of people. You remember, Jared? Small group of people. I'm saying that to say something. But God used my mouth. I had just started praying for people. God used my mouth. 3 years later, but before that, they come and stole all the ACs, took all the wires out this building. And I know the man won't know what he's going to do now. Overnight, God started having people bring me, fix this building right back up. I've never had to worry about a dime in this building. 3 years, I go to the man, and I tell him I said, I'm ready to buy the building because I got to keep my word. If a man word no good, he ain't no good. Guess what the man hauled off and tell me? He said, as long as I'm alive, you'll never need a bank. He paid the property off from the guy that he owned it. When I go to my lawyer's office, the lawyer called me out of the room before we do the signing. And he said, how do you know this man? I said, I'm renting the building from him. How do you know this man? I'm going to ask you again. I guess he thought we were doing a deal. How do you know this man? I said, I'm renting the building from him. He said, no, you don't understand. This man just paid $380-something to pay this building off so you can have it. How do you know this man? I said, I'm telling you. But my words was not my words. They were words of God. See, listen, I said when I went to Shell, I never worked for nobody else but Pennzoil and Shell. I don't work for nobody, and I still got more now than I had when I had the job. Why? Because of my words. You got to understand me. Your image got to be right. You know what the problem is, Kurt? The image ain't right. Your image got to be right. Well, what, you don't have to drink, smoke? I didn't say that. Just I don't do it. But my image is not tied to anything but God. So guess what we do? He pays off, we sign this place. We own this place now. How long we been here, y'all? 15 years, 16 years? It's almost paid off. And God's bringing y'all to pay it off so we can buy the church next door. And that's where y'all going to be having church at before it's over. But it took me all these years to try to build somebody's image and somebody's faith. All this I'm doing is trying to build your image, trying to build your faith. You know what I do every Sunday? I cook dinner every Sunday for my family. You know why? Because I'm trying to build an image that they need to stay together. If I made it about money, you wouldn't come. If I made it about you got to buy this week, they wouldn't come. So I buy it all because I'm trying to build a peoples.
They never heard me say this before. Because I'm trying to build a people that can walk in my legacy and take it over. It's all about image. It's all about your image. If your image jacked up, God can't use you. Do you hear me? I joke about being sexy. I know I'm big. But baby, in my head, it's a gift. It's a gift. You understand me? And guess what? When I go places, I'm always with the top people. You know why? Because of my image. I don't know who these guys are that keep showing up around here, but hear me. Your image got to come up high. God's about to shift this whole neighborhood. God's about to shift this city. And the one thing the devil going to do, the only way he can take it, he said he got to bind up what? The strong man. I didn't finish it. He can bind up the strong man. In other words, he got to bind your image up, Kurt. So guess what? You know how he'll do to bind your image up? Show you how he bind my son's image up. He take him to a tractor trailer and won't let him get a Ranger. See, my image is that I take a Ranger and turn it into a tractor trailer. But see, your image is that you got to have a tractor trailer before you go in business. George, I will pile ACs on a Ranger going down the road like this. Hello, somebody? See, they saw me pick up washing machine quarters in the back of a what? In the back of a Mustang. But now we got everything we want. It's all about the image. And if you make your image so jacked up until you got to have everything before you go do what God said do, y'all going to never get nothing. You'll never get nothing. My image was, I take this little stuff because I read in the Word of God, do not despise small beginnings. You want to go out to this business? I'll take a Toyota, two-door, and I'll push everything in it. And when I get to fixing your air conditioning, I'll buy me a truck. Then when I got to buying that truck, I'll buy a bigger truck. When I got to buying that truck, I'll buy another truck because it's all my image. So I left a storefront, but my image was this. And I'm going to leave this, and this is going to be a school, and my image is that. You got me? Grab someone by the hand and say, it's all in your image. It's all in your image. It's all in your image. It's all in your image.